Okay, I think it's 5:03, so let's begin. And anyway, people will be joining. So, a very good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to you all. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Vibha Manohar, and I'm the service delivery lead at Aspire for Her. Before we begin the session, I would just like to mention a few housekeeping rules. Do let us know your presence by participating actively in the polls and also being active in the chat. You may wish to take down a few notes, so please keep a paper and pen handy. Do stay on till the end to get your questions answered because questions will be taken up towards the end. And you can also put down your questions in the chat. Since we are all joining virtually, please bear with us in case of any technical difficulties like any connection issues. Please keep yourself on mute unless we ask you to unmute yourself. Please be engaged, curious, and respectful. So today we bring you yet another inspiring session on the topic From Pause to Power, Transforming Your Self-Doubt into Self-Confidence. So in a world where we are often expected to be moving, producing, and performing, so many of us find ourselves pausing, not from weakness, but from reflection, fear, or uncertainty. And in that pause, often self-doubt creeps in. But what if that pause could actually be the doorway to personal power? What if self-doubt was not a dead end, but a signpost guiding us towards a more stronger and more authentic version of ourselves? So that's what we are here to explore today. And I'm honored to have with us our speaker, Inayat Sehgal.
Anybody?
So before I introduce Inayat, I would request Farisha to launch the first poll. I would request everybody to please participate in the poll and let us know a little bit about yourself. Hope everybody can see the poll on their screen. I would request all to please participate. Shilpa is saying that she's not able to see the poll, Farisha.
Shilpa, you can go to the more option and there will be polls. If you click on more in the below ribbon of your Zoom, there will be a poll option and you click on that. Then it will display.
Yes, sometimes the poll does not appear in a few screens. So you can go to the three dots which is there below more, and there you can go and click on poll.
Or if you are on phone, maybe you can scroll to next screen.
Yeah. Thank you, Farisha. So as everybody is participating in the poll, I'll introduce you all to Inayat. So Inayat is a ICF-trained life coach and a women's career empowerment specialist. She is passionate about helping women reclaim their professional identities. She is a NIFT graduate in textile design and worked in the industry for 5.5 years. After getting married and relocating to Kolkata, her career went for a pause. Now she is a life coach helping women to restart their career with confidence. Having worked this path herself, Inayat deeply understands the emotional and practical challenges women face, especially the journey from self doubt to confidence. Her coaching is rooted in empathy, empowerment, and actionable strategy, making her a powerful ally for women ready to rewrite their professional journey. A warm welcome to you, Inayat.
Thank you so much, Vibha. Thank you so much. And hello, everybody. Looking forward for the session. And I'm eager to share my thoughts and ideas with you all. Please participate. I would encourage you, whatever questions you have at the moment, also please type it in the chat box. So even if at the end of the session, if you want to attend any questions and you're not able to recall it, you can go back and have a look at it.
So in the poll, I can see Inayat almost 60%. They hope to, they're looking for tools to boost confidence.
We all do.
And what is the biggest source of self-doubt right now? It's obviously 40% say it's career gap.
Okay, all right, we'll address that.
Yeah, so thank you so much for participating, everybody, and over to you, Inayat.
Yeah, can you start the presentation, Baba, please?
Yeah, I will start.
Thank you.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, I can right now. Please raise your hand if you can see the screen, and I hope everybody is able to view it.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. All right, so I think Vibha already gave my introduction. So I'm an ICF-trained coach, and I started off as a NIFT textile designer. I had a pause in my career of around about 5 years, and then I decided that I wanted to change my career. Took training, and here I am sitting in front of you and hosting this webinar and making you understand what are the challenges that you face. So we are covering 3 focus areas right now for this webinar, which is self-doubt, confidence, and transferable skills. So first, let's take a deep dive on what exactly is self-doubt and how it arises. Vibha, can we go on the next slide, please? Okay, so first of all, ladies, I just want to ask, please raise your hand if you wanted to start something and you had a great opportunity, but you were not confident enough in yourself and you had that self-doubt. Please raise your hand in the chat box. All right. So a lot of times, let's understand that how does self-doubt occur? So we are raised in a certain society. We are always scared to be like failing, or we have to fulfill certain expectations, and we are always eager and trying. Maybe this might work out for me. Maybe that might work out for me. Am I good enough? Will I be able to do it? All these thoughts, they come in our mind, and it stops us from taking that step forward. But have you ever understood that where does this self doubt arises from? It could be from your past failures or criticism. It could be even a small matter of judgment. Like, for example, let me give an example that women are very careful of their looks. They want to look a certain way, and and women around us and people around us can be very critical about it. So even the smallest of statement we hold very close to our heart, and that dwells into our self-doubt. So there is a fear of judgment also, rejection also. Why perfectionism is here? Because of we are always trying to reach perfectionism, and hence it holds us back. And I think we create a aura around us that we want to perfect ourselves, and hence we are always trying, not realizing the fact that it is like self-doubt is wearing a jacket of perfectionism and holding us back. Sometimes there is a lack of support from the family around us, loved ones, and all those things. And we let them, affect their judgments and decisions and believe what they're saying about us and hold on and said like, nahi, I to can't do it, mere se to nahi hoga. And that keeps dwelling and makes into a big self-doubt. So now how does the self-doubt stops us from taking action? A lot of times we don't even identify that we have a self-doubt and it's stopping us from, moving forward. And it can manifest itself in an emotional way or in a physical way. Can you go on the next slide, Vibha, please? So how do you identify your self-doubt? First are the behavioral signs, procrastination. We know procrastination very, very closely. How many of you all have experienced procrastination? Please raise your hand in the chat box or say yes. Okay, great. But have you ever identified what is causing the procrastination? There is lack of clarity, there is lack of understanding, and there is always self-doubt. If you go deep within, why aren't you finishing the task that you have given yourself? Either you are lacking clarity, You don't know where to move forward. You don't know what is the direction. So you're always that fear, that self-doubt, I can't do it, will hold you back. And that manifests itself into procrastination. So identify procrastination as a self-doubt and see what is the emotion, what is the feeling that is causing it. Is it lack of clarity? Is it the knowledge? Work on it, understand it, and that will help you move forward. So many times when we are in a gathering, we know the right answer, we know what is the truth, but we are scared of speaking up. So that is also one of the behavioral problems. Not speaking up in meetings or conversations or interviews. They'll supposedly ask you, why did you take a break? Mostly women, why did you take a break? We'll hesitate because we are not sure about the fact that what do I answer? Is my taking a break a wrong thing? Because it's always disguised as the wrong thing, that you are not capable. Again, going back to the first slide, that we are surrounded by judgment. Hence, we don't speak up and it manifests in a self-doubt. Why not speaking up? You have to speak up for all the things that is holding you back. But we'll come on to that later. Avoiding opportunities. This I have seen with a lot of women. They feel that they are not good enough to apply for a certain job. If you've had a break of 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, until unless you don't start believing in yourself, people won't believe in you. I always say this. So hence, don't avoid opportunities just because you've had a long gap. There are a lot of other things that you are capable of and you can apply. Okay, I'll get to that as well. So downplaying achievements. A lot of times we say that वो तो सिर्फ घर का काम करती है, उसको कुछ नहीं आता जाता है. How many times you've heard this statement of for homemakers, or we think about the fact that she doesn't have any work to do at home. How many times you've heard this statement? कि उसको तो कुछ काम नहीं, she's only doing this, she's only doing that. It is a very common statement in Indian households that she doesn't do anything, she just sits at home. But that is not the truth. Even taking care of a house, managing children, managing the family, taking care of finances, and so many little things, they are adding to your achievement. So don't downplay those things as well. If you are downplaying them, nobody will understand the importance and value of it. So please understand, don't downplay your achievement. That is again a behavioral sign of self-doubt. Over preparing for things. You have an interview, I'll get this also, I'll get that also. So many things, so many issues and problems getting up. Over preparing will only make you more nervous. You have to be very specific on the things that you want to prepare for. Over preparing shows the fact that you are not confident enough. If you're not clear in your mind, that is the time when you over prepare for things. As I said again, perfectionism. Perfectionism holds you back. It is just an idea. It's a very big myth. Ladies, please don't fall for perfectionism. It only holds you back. And as women, we want things to be perfect. But please, it is a big trap, I would say. Don't fall for it. It will only hold you back. Now coming on to emotional side of it. When we catch ourselves overthinking, I think overthinking is a problem that every woman experiences, including me. I work on it daily. Overthinking, did I do this right? Did I address that thing right? So many times that is self-doubt. Hold on that thought and understand what is causing overthinking. I'll come to that in the next slide. Then again, negative self-talk. How many times it is so easy for us to say, I can't do it, nahi hoga. You be always giving excuses. I've had this break, I have that break. I'm not good at this thing. I'm not good at that thing. But you need to understand that if you change your statements, if you change the narrative, it starts from you. You have to change the narrative. You have to convert those statements into positive statements to start moving forward. Then fear of failure, fear of success. There is so many times I see that there is fear of failure in women, or fear of success कि मुझे success नहीं मिलेगा, मेरे को I'll fail in whatever venture I do, that they don't even try. हम try ही नहीं करते because हमको इतना डर लग जाता है कि यार अगर मैं फेल कर गई तो मुझे तो ये भी ऐसे बोलेगा कि हमने तो तुमको बोला था, तुमको तो सिर्फ घर का काम के लिए you are fine, or you're good with a break, you're not capable enough, and things like that. But failure, it is a part of the journey, it is part of the growth. If you don't fail, how will you learn? So if we change that understanding and the meaning of those words, it will start manifesting itself in a certain way. Very, very important, constant need for validation. We are creatures of emotion. Women are emotional beings. We were made like this. And no matter how much ever, everybody says we are emotional beings. We need a lot of love and attention. But first things first, we forget that we need that attention and love from ourselves. We're always seeking it from outside. And hence, we always try and be nice. That I want to be a good girl, I want to be a nice girl, I don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings. So we forget our own needs and requires and demands, and that starts manifesting as a self-doubt. Because we are not looking inside, we're looking outside. Okay, this person, isne mujhe bola ki, oh, you have done a good job. We're always looking up to our bosses and, trying to do something, or always trying to seek compliments from people. Not understanding that compliment is not end of the game, because if you're seeking compliment, you're not progressing. That is your end goal, it ends there. And then self-doubt will always be there. You will never be able to get over self-doubt. So understand these things. In behavior, understand procrastination. You're not able to speak up, avoiding opportunities. Okay, tell me this thing, how many times you've gotten an opportunity, but you were not sure of yourself and you let that go? Please raise your hand and say yes. Okay. So now you're understanding it, that how self-doubt, it manifests into behavioral science or mental emotional science. So now let's get onto a good part, how to work on it, how we can get over the self-doubt. Ladies, are you clear about the fact that these are the things that you need to first identify and completely understand deep meaning of it? If you have any questions, we'll take it later. But now let's find ourselves some solutions. Vibha, can we go on the other slide, please? Awareness brings power to take action. You heard me keep repeating, please identify the self-doubt, the cause, identify the cause, identify the cause. Until unless we are not aware of the cause of what is causing the self-doubt, we won't be able to take action on it. If you're always looking, हम बाहर ही देखते रहेंगे कि अच्छा ये वाला cause है, ये वाला cause है, हम आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे. It is always within. Self-doubt always comes from within. It doesn't come from external factors might create it, but it is created by ourselves from our own mind. But if we are stopping our mind and we are like वो weed को आप grow ही नहीं होने दे रहे हो, पहले ही निकाल दे रहे हो, आपका पूरा farm, आपका पूरा plant ठीक रहेगा. बट आप उसको वीट को बड़ा होने दे रहे हो, आप उसको नरिश कर रहे हो वाटर डाल डाल के, तो वीट तो बड़ा होके आपका प्लांट खराब कर देगा ना. सो अंडरस्टैंड, अवेयरनेस इज पावर. You have to understand where is your self-doubt first coming from, and then you have to take action. As I said in the previous slide, that change the narrative. Why change the narrative? I can't do this. I won't do it. Okay, let me give an example. I used to detest exercising. I think I've used this example a lot in my other videos and content as well, that I used to detest exercising. I used to hate it. I used to hate going to the gym. As like, मेरे से नहीं होता है, मेरे से नहीं होता है. And one fine day, I realized that I started having a very bad injury on my knee ache. And I was like, Inayat, you have to start doing it. I have to go to the gym and I have to recover. I started changing the narrative. As I know, I love going to the gym. I used to feel that I'm lying to myself in the beginning. I really used to feel the fact that I used to lie to myself that I love going to the gym. I love going to the gym. But gradually, I started realizing that when I was consistent with the practice, I started enjoying it gradually. And it's been more than 3 years that I have been consistently going to exercise in the gym every other day. And I love it. And now it's become more of my stress buster rather than a thing that I used to hate. So change the narrative. Change what the negative side things that you have to say. So here I'm going to give you a small exercise. When I say change the narrative, write all the negative statements that come in your mind related to self-doubt and create it into a positive one. For example, I don't like making presentations. As simple as that. I enjoy making presentations. I don't know how to network. Networking comes very easily to me. And say those positive sentences religiously, whatever you want to work on and whatever self doubt you have, it will help you clear your mind of it. And you will start believing that you can really do it and eradicate that self doubt completely. Now, as I said, what is the story behind this? Address the cause. A lot of times, self doubt is also instilled in you from the external factors around you. Somebody commented something, or, supposedly you are a homemaker and she can't work. She's been out of job for so many years. She can't work. She can't work. That belief will start sitting in that you start believing it that I can't work. I can't do it. How can I do it after a long break? If you start believing in it, it will happen. So address the story. What story are you telling yourself? So the story when I wasn't working, exactly. So the story that I was telling myself when I was not working, yeah, I'm not clear. I'm comfortable in life. I don't think so. I need to work. And hence I had that my break extended for a very long period. If I would have changed the narrative then and there, I would have resumed my work faster. I wouldn't have spent that much time, but maybe I needed that much time. And I'm accepting I take my break very gracefully also. So please change the story, address the cause. How did you reach to that self doubt? Understand it, address the cause, and ladies, it will, bring wonders. Okay, so now here is an interesting exercise. It's called evidence journaling, facts over fear. As I mentioned before, women are emotional beings. We take everything a lot more personally. So it usually, that feeling gets covered with fears and we forget the facts. कि हम हमेशा उस चीज को कॉन्सेंट्रेट करेंगे जो हमने गलत करी है या हमने नहीं करी है. हम उस चीज को कभी भी नहीं देखेंगे जो हमने करी है and which is good for us. Or we have, we made a commitment to ourselves and we did it. So just take a notebook, write these things down. Please, right now, if you have a pen and paper, I would really suggest you to write these three things down. So, first of all, facts over fear. One thing you did well today, one thing you said well today, and one thing you worked on today. For example, you have a goal that I want to start networking and I want to expand. So, one thing, what you did well towards that goal. One thing, what did you said well towards that goal? What is that one thing you worked on today towards that goal? So this will help you move forward from your self-doubt in a very practical way. And this exercise really helps. I hope there is some clarity on how to move forward from self-doubt. Please raise your hands. All right, great. Vibhav, can we move to the other side, please? Okay, ladies, very interesting time to be confident. So what is confidence? Is a feeling or a belief that you have in your abilities or judgment and trusting yourself that you can handle the situation and make the decision, face the challenges without any excessive fear or self doubt. Completely opposite of self doubt is confidence. So let's understand confidence first. Vibha, can you go on the next slide, please? Okay. So difference in confidence. First of all, the reason I have segregated this to men and women and made trying to make it simpler for you all to understand that it is we all know that it's a patriarchal world and even the corporate culture is very patriarchal, so the way the confidence function in the corporate world is also very patriarchal, but women don't function like that and we are aiming to be that, but at the end of the day we are different creatures, so we need to identify how confidence work within us. So here is a different description just to give you an overall idea of how confidence works. So men, if I have to talk specifically, hormonally are more gifted because testosterone is actually the hormone that makes you more confident, and estrogen is the hormone that makes you a nurturer. Hence, men are primary providers and women are primary nurturers. So the confidence that works in men, they overestimate their abilities. They were raised to be bold, assertive, and take risks. Since they were the primary providers from generations, they are always raised to be bold, assertive, and take risks and voice their opinions. So even when we go in a work setup or even in families, when we are sitting, you'll always see men giving out their opinions more confidently than women do. And they express themselves very clearly. And again, as I mentioned, mostly express confidence outwardly through assertiveness, speaking up, or taking the lead because they're naturally built like that. Now I want to go to the women. So underestimate themselves. Even if we know we are very capable, we'll have degrees. I know people who have studied so well, who are more educated than their husbands or partners, but they don't have the confidence to go out and apply for a job, or they're army wives, and they want to stay back and they want to take care of their homes, and brilliant women, educated, but they underestimate their own qualifications. They feel that what will I do? No, what will I take? So what will I do? Character is only taking out their confidence because they're living in self-doubt, not understanding that again, if they are not putting in faith in their own education, who else will? So this is why very clearly women underestimate themselves even when they're fully capable or even more qualified, because we are raised to be polite, perfect, and risk averse. We don't like facing failures. We are always trying to averse the risk and take the safer route. How, like, as mothers, we have like children in the house, and we are always trying to make the environment very safe for them, comforting for them. You know how they say, oh, you need a woman's touch, this and that. So naturally understand this, that we are raised to be polite, we are raised to be risk averse, and create perfect scenarios. Our house should be perfect, our food should be perfect, we should look perfect, and things like that. So that very much penetrates in our confidence level as well. Not understanding that is affecting us, we underestimate ourselves. So now, if we see the second point completely, polite, perfect, and risk averse, that affects our that affects us not believing in ourselves that we can be good enough, or our education is good enough to go out, because we're always seeming to be perfect. That is the reason, as I mentioned before, perfection always holds you back, right? So express confidence there internally through preparation, thoughtfulness, and empathy. These are our superpowers. So when, as you know, that if you have to take a very generic work scenario as well, women are always more prepared than men. Women will always have the better research. Women will always know what they're saying or what needs to be spoken. They're always more prepared than men. And I think it's a very well proven fact around us that we are such creatures that we want to research and we want to be prepared and be on top of our games. And that's how we reflect confidence. So use that to your benefit, because thoughtfulness, empathy, it also acts like your superpower. Just because you're not out there assertive, screaming, that doesn't mean that you cannot be confident. So these are the base level where women feel more confident. So why did I not discuss the fourth point in both the profiles is because I feel this is the most important and a very critical point for us to understand. As I said, women are most emotional creatures. Whenever we have a failure or we fall, or we don't we if someone's told us something, we really, really internalize the feeling of failure. And we feel oh my God, I did it. And we'll keep thinking about it for days and days, and our overthinking kicks in. Oh my God, मैंने ऐसे कैसे कर दिया? How come, what are people going to think about me? And things like that. We just make it so big in our mind. And that emotion, it absorbs us, that we are not doing anything and we're just sitting and overthinking about it and wasting our time, honestly. Whereas men, they brush off their failures, they dust themselves off, they get up and they will take action and move forward. Okay, they're like, okay, this did not work. What next? What next? What next? This is the major difference when we talk about confidence in men and confidence in women. As women, we really internalize all the emotions or all the statements that have been spoken to us. This is a very critical thing. So if we understand this, that we need to brush our failures off and move forward and take it as learning, we can move at the same pace as what men do. We need to speak up. We need to tell them more. So understand these ladies that we are emotional beings. We have to address our emotions faster, and that will help you move forward faster. So please say a yes if you're understanding and getting some clarity on how confidence work in women. All right. So can we move forward on the next slide, please, Abha? Practice makes a woman confident. So understanding confidence, as I said, that it's very different. It works very differently between men and women, but that doesn't mean that it cannot be learned. Confidence can be learned. Uh, how can it be learned? Okay, let me give you a small example. Uh, we take one small task. You know, if somebody doesn't know how to paint, we start with sketching, and we start with making some figures, and we start getting bolder and stronger and more confident slowly, slowly, gradually. Slowly, slowly, we realize that our sketching is improving. They're getting better at it. So, hence, confidence can also be learned. You have to take small steps at a time. As I mentioned before, it is having trust in your ability. Okay, take one thing for example. If you want to restart your work and you don't have the confidence, your break has been too long, identify that one thing that you really want to feel confident in. It could be communication, it could be networking, it could be, your resume, or it could be how you have to, upgrade your LinkedIn profile. You don't feel confident enough that, oh, I'm not good at it or something. Now start working on it every day, little by little. You'll gradually see that you're feeling more confident because your ability and your skill is improving. So as women, as I said, we love to be prepared. And that is how we feel more confident. So use that trick. Use that trick and make yourself more confident in the area that you want to feel more confident in. Select that one area. So, okay, why don't you give me example in the chat box that what is that one area that you want to work on to be more confident? Okay. So when you say job interview, networking, okay. So it's mainly related with communication. When you say job interview, when you say networking, when you say sales, meetings, ladies, communication, talking. So here's a small exercise that you can do. Uh, identify where is the hitch? What is the hitch that you're feeling in giving a job interview and or maybe networking? Identify that one hitch that you आपको डर लग रहा है कि you're not feeling comfortable in talking. Start recording yourself on your telephones. Take a topic, put your cameras in front of you, and start recording yourself talking. This is how I started. So you wouldn't believe it, but I am a very private person, and it took a lot for me to put myself out there and start talking. It takes some practice. It took me some practice. So the best exercise that I came across was that you have to put your mobile phones in front of you. I would take a topic and I would start talking and communicating, and I start noticing my body language. That then I started identifying, but okay, fine, I was not comfortable in this area. Then I rectified it again. I rectified it again, and gradually, from like my sixth, seventh, eighth video, or maybe more, I don't remember now, I started feeling a lot more confident. And I was okay with seeing myself on the screen because this was a challenge that I was facing. Otherwise, the job requirement is that I have to, give webinars like that, interact with people. And to gain and become that confident, It took some time and practice. So when I am seeing that there is job interview, networking, sales, keep learning new skills, meetings, feeling comfortable, except keep learning new skills. Most of the things are related with communication. So this is a great exercise that you can do to communicate, because you know the topics that you want to talk on, and you start getting comfortable about talking about it. So identify that one topic, talk on it, and see how you start progressing every day, and you start feeling more confident in conversing. So celebrating small wins. So I celebrated my small win of, making a small video without any hitch and getting nervous and looking here and there with playing some music and dancing out loud. And that's how I did it, because I love dancing and it gives me a lot of joy. So celebrate small wins. We all need it. Uh, Trust me, people around us don't understand that what a challenge it is to come out of your comfort zone, and address these things that you feel you have so much of doubt about. So we know the joy, we understand, we feel it. Even if we share it with somebody, they'll be like, haha, it's okay, good. But until unless we don't feel the joy, and yes, I did it, I achieved it, who else will? So please celebrate the smallest of wins that you have. And trust me, it is a real game changer. You will look forward to completing your task and achieving them. Third thing, progress over perfection. As I mentioned before, perfection is a myth. It is very subjective to each and every person, and it will only delay your task. Oh, my resume is not looking perfect. I need to tweak this, I need to tweak that. I think ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं है. ये information जानी चाहिए, ये information नहीं जानी चाहिए. Perfectionism is a myth. Just do it. Just do it. Don't think so much. If you keep thinking, something or the other will keep coming up. Everybody knows this very popular saying, too many cooks spoil the broth. Here's too many thoughts spoil the work. You know? So making emotions our strength. Okay, so making emotions our strength, identifying how we can make it as our strength. Okay, so let me give you an example. I don't know, this is very popular thing that is going on, and I'm also understanding this, that women have a monthly cycle and men have a daily cycle. So as we say that in the middle of a week, we are all excited, charged up, and in the beginning of the month and end of the month, not so much. And our mood also sways like that. So when you identify this is my most productive time, let me do the most talking and communicating and all my, socializing work in these 10 days. If you do it in networking, because I started doing it like this and it is working, it's doing wonders for me. So understanding your emotions are your strength and not your weakness. Understand it's a patriarchal community. We don't function like that. We have to find our own grind and we have to tell them that things do go like this. I know that I need a job, but this is all, I have to offer. And trust me, what I have to offer is also great. And this is how I work, right? Having support systems. So it's community like Aspire for Her, where you can talk and uplift each other, share your problems, share your details. It really helps you stay connected to women, because we as women, we rely on each other. We rely on each other for strength. So look for your tribe, always look around it, find people who are in the same boat as you. And trust me, it makes your community stronger and your will to work harder, because then you have people who are accountable, and you will tell them, okay, fine, this is what I did, this is what I did. It becomes like a checklist. So the journey is very much together. So having a support system is very, very important. So come on, practice makes women perfect. Think less, take action, be authentic. Right? So I have a question here. So I will address it at the end of the session. And can we go on the next slide, please, Subha? So now one very important thing, understanding transferable skills. So I've talked about it before and often. So skills that you can take with you from one job, role, or life experience to another, even across completely different industries. They are not tied to a specific profession. They are versatile, valuable, and often developed over time, maybe volunteering, education, life situations. like parenting, caregiving, or even other situations, right? Um, can we go on the next slide, please? Okay. So here is the some like few examples that I have given for transferable skills. So there is something called education that we all study. Like how I have one lady here, while she is saying that she is an MSA postgraduate, and okay, okay, definitely, Shilpa, you'll be able to crack it. You just have to work a little harder and have courage to work on your self doubt. Everybody can do everything. You just have to put your mind to it. Right? So now you're understanding our transferable skills. So critical thinking, decision making, there is just a list of skills that I've put out there for you to understand that these are the skills that can work in any job and it can go from one job profile or even life roles to another. And on the right hand side, if you can see, I have written some statements. It's moving to a new city or adjusting to a new phase of life. So, what skills can get added to this situation of your life? Adaptability, decision making skills. It also builds a lot of resilience in you because moving from one city to another is not for the weak hearted. It takes a lot of because you're just uprooting yourself. Your social circle changes, your routines changes, your everyday, your everything changes. It's very difficult to do that. So once you have done that, you've gone through that phase and it makes you resilient, it makes you adaptable, and it really improves your decision making skills. So these are the three skills, people have learned. So identify your current roles. So like managing a home and a family. What are the skills that you learn when you're managing your home and family? I would say, leadership because you're managing your entire house. Multitasking is one of them. Definitely, it's like a project. So you can do like project on, coordination. You have your kids to take care of, husband, the staff, XYZ, your in-laws. There's so many things that is happening around you. Exactly, project management. It is like a project management. Okay, I'm just going to say the statements. Conflict management, exactly. Very good, Vinita. Conflict management as well. Taking care of an elderly or yourself medically. Like so many times, like we go through health issues as well, and even somebody in our family they need care, and we have to quit our jobs in order to take care of themselves, care of them, and in that process also we learn certain skills. you know Definitely resilience is one of them. If we are not resilient enough, it's very difficult to take care of yourself medically, or take care of other people medically. Then again, attention to detail comes in, empathy comes in. If you're not empathetic to other people who are taking care of, you won't be able to do the job. So these are the skills that you're learning on the job. At the time, you have a job of taking care of somebody else, and these are the things that you're learning, which can be transferred to the job that you are applying for. So identify what are the roles that you have played in your life, and what are the skills that you have learned over this time period. For example, job transition from finance to creative. Okay, now tell me what all skills can go from finance to creative from the list that I've provided. Why don't you write it here in the chat box? Have a look at it. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. That what are the skills that can go from finance to creative? Negotiations, yes. What else? Team management, yes. Planning, attention to detail, great. What else? Great, great, Prabha. So now that you're understanding how transferable skills work, great. I think everybody's getting the hang of how transferable skills work. So you can take a screenshot of this and save it so that when you're working, I'll be giving you a small exercise after that that can help you identify your transferable skills. which you can write it, in your resumes as well. Um, so Shilpa, here, as you mentioned that you have not been working for a while now, and you are of a certain age, first of all, definitely you can go ahead. And I think this is for you specifically, I'd say this is a great exercise. And understanding that what are the roles that you're doing right now currently, and what skills have you learned from those certain roles. Even when you were studying, if you are, you're a parent, you are a wife, whatever you're doing right now, write those roles down and what are your duties regarding it, and write the skills that you're learning from that. And it can get added to your resume. Identify what all can you do, right? Vibha, can you please go to the next slide? So here's a short exercise. I hope everybody took this screenshot of the transferable skills page.
I will
Just
share
send.
that also, Inayat.
Okay, great, great. Okay. Rekha, I'll just address that. So first of all, I would just say that, first define your current role in your life. You are a homemaker, you're a wife, employee, or in job transition. First, write it down. Then what skills you have to fulfill those qualities? What skills have you learned, in those things? As we mentioned before, and you started getting the hang of it, it could be decision making, strategic planning, attention to detail, and things like that. So write those qualities. Now identify what job or business that you're looking to do and define how these qualities are going to help you. So then use these qualities to uplift your LinkedIn and your resume. So when you are looking for a job and you are going after a break, these skills really, really matter a lot. As Rekha has just mentioned that, she has been on a career break for 5 years. So Rekha, I think, your profile, it does go back, certainly, definitely. But you need to also remind them of the fact that you have had work experience and these are the skills that you have learned in the process. Don't be afraid or scared of the fact that you have to take a break, because a lot of time as interviewers they do end up taking that as an disadvantage, but make them understand that it's not a disadvantage but an advantage for them, but because you have learned all these skills along with like in the process you've learned all these skills. So that really helps, because a lot of times, we are only, as a recruiter, I'm only looking at the fact, oh, she's had a 5-year break. She won't be good for my, whatever, whoever I'm hiring. But not, so you have to make them understand that your own value, that how valuable you can be or an asset to the company, right? So this is my small suggestion to you. Um, so going on to the next slide, ladies, we're coming to the question section and whatever you want to try. You want to ask, sorry. Vibha, can you go on the next slide? So own your story and be your biggest cheerleader. Always. So I always say this, that whenever you're narrating your own story, don't feel bad about the fact, or be conscious about the fact that you have to take a break. You had to take a break. You had to take a break. If you own it, nobody has anything to say. Till the time you don't feel it, that like I said, I'm so glad that I took that break. I'm very happy because it gave me that time to grow and reflect on what I really wanted to do in my life. That's the reason I came onto this decision and chose this as a profession of going forward and helping women like me. So it gave me the time. So understand, what are you learning in the process, not what you have missed out on. See what have you learned and uh, how much have you grown in these years. Identify that, and that will give you the confidence to go back and start working. Be your biggest cheerleader, because you live in your bodies, you are there, and until unless you don't believe within yourself, okay, all right. So I'm just going to close here. Thank you so much. And you can follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn for more such tips and tricks. Uh, I also have my email ID and phone number if you want to connect for a one-on-one session with me and take this forward. So I will be taking the questions now. So I am seeing currently I'm at home and not a housewife, but helping my mother with her household and looking for a Java developer role, learning skills for staff development for a job. All right, great, Shilpa. So Shilpa, what I'm curious to know is have you started applying for jobs? Okay, so what is stopping you here? Can we unmute Shilpa? So just have a short conversation with her.
Yeah, sure. Shilpa, if you're comfortable, you can also unmute and, ask your question.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Shilpa. How are
Yes,
you?
yes.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, Shilpa. So I'm just curious to know you have not started working and you're working towards your skill. So what is stopping you from applying for the job?
The thing is, as I mentioned, I'm MCA postgraduate.
Kanji?
So after that, I've never worked in technical field.
Okay.
So for that purpose, no, now it has been a gap. So I'm going, means I'm taking the course of full stack
Okay.
development. It
Okay.
needs 5 to 6 months. So already it has been 2 months.
Okay.
Now, next 3 to 4 months, it will be needed to complete. So once I've completed, I can apply, because unless and until I will complete all those course, no, I don't have that complete skill set. So that's why I'm thinking not to go with any like job interviews. You can guide me if I'm wrong.
Definitely. No, no, no. Why are you wrong? No, like whatever we are doing, if you're learning, we're never wrong. One should always keep learning. So
Yeah.
I think my suggestion to you would be is that at least complete your skill set
Yes.
so that you feel a lot more confident, going forward with the job because you have learned that skill set. You're looking forward, to go to the job. So my suggestion to you is continue it, finish the program, and start preparing yourself for the interview. And if you feel that you're lacking the confidence, please definitely do the video exercise that I have suggested. Take a video of you talking on a certain conversations, and we have this beautiful thing called AI in our life, Chat GPT,
Yes.
and you can always type in the kind of questions that come for such interviews and what your answers will be like. So if you feel you hesitate and you can prepare for it, as I said, women feel more confident when we are prepared. So use that thing, be more prepared, right? So when we are prepared, we will feel confident, and I'm sure that you'll be able to crack a interview and get a great job.
Yes. If I one more question, like
Anji?
if I even try to apply now,
Yeah.
so there will be like they will ask me technical questions, and if I think if I am unable to answer those questions, then again it will impact on me only. It will again lose my confidence. I think so. So
Okay.
what do you think about that?
See, I think that as I mentioned again, some women like to be prepared. As you also said that it will take a hit on your confidence because they're going to ask you technical questions. So I
Yes.
would suggest you to wait it out for some time. Be more prepared. Be more sure of the subject that you are applying in, so that whatever questions that are being asked you, you are able to answer them with confidence because you know the answers. Right.
Yes.
So at least it won't take a hit on your confidence. And even if it does, take it as a failure, take it as a challenge. Understand and learn what you did wrong in there. Don't let it go very deep within. Let it be surface. And ask them that ठीक है, अगर आप मुझे नहीं, you are not, I used to always do that back in the day when I was working. If I was not able to crack an interview, I would always ask them that why are you not selecting me? What is the reason? What are the things that I can work on? Because that gives you a great checklist that, okay, what
Yes.
are the things that I can work on, right? So when you're
Yes.
applying for the next job, you are more prepared. You have crossed those things as well. So never take rejection as a failure, and please don't let it creep in as a self-doubt. Take it as a learning. कि
Yes.
okay, fine, maybe I did not, मैंने क्या सही नहीं किया उसको आइडेंटिफाई कीजिए. वो आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत जरूरी है. As I said, awareness is very important. It gives you power to take action. If you don't have the awareness, you won't be able to take action,
Yes.
right? So I hope I'm able to answer your question, and we can move
Yes.
forward.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right.
And
Thank you so
one
much.
more question. One more
Anji.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, if I got rejected, then I will ask the question to them directly that what is the reason for
Not what is the
my
reason? What
rejection?
can I change? What can I improve on? So that I
Yeah,
can
but
do better next time.
if it is face to face, no, that I have been rejected, then I can ask directly.
Yeah.
If
But you can
through-
even always ask her or drop her an email. It's all right.
okay,
It's always good to
okay,
know. At least you from your end you're trying, right?
okay,
अपनी तरफ
yeah,
से कोशिश पूरी करनी चाहिए.
yes, yes, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
All right, great.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
Thank you, Shilpa, for
Thank
your
you.
question.
Yeah, thank
So,
you so
Inayat,
much.
before you take on the next question, I would request Farisha to again launch the second poll. And while they are answering, you can probably take the next question. I think Priyam Veda has written a question in chat.
Okay. Um, all right. So hi, Priyamada. So you're like 7 years of experience and 7 years of break, which I decided to return to work. I completed a course in data science. I have updated my LinkedIn in profile and my resume, but I barely receive any calls. Okay, so I have heard this a lot that I barely receive any calls. Keep trying, keep looking, upgrade your transferable skills, write your story. I always say that your story is the most powerful. Why did you took this break? And always it's always good to attach a cover letter when you are sending your resumes, and write the things that you have learned. Keep it brief, keep it crisp, and keep it interesting. That will definitely grab the attention of the recruiter, that this person seems interesting. Okay, let us call him or her for the interview. So try this little tip that I'm suggesting. And as I mentioned, use these transferable skills on your resume and on your LinkedIn profile. That will definitely help you get some work and perks. Okay.
Thank you, Inayat. Thank you.
I think Namita's question also is somewhat similar.
I didn't see that. Can you? Okay, my screen is suddenly frozen. Can you mention
Yeah,
it to me, please?
yeah, how to be more confident when there is when we are not getting any interview call and there is no explanation also given by the HR.
See, a lot of times, confidence is very much generated within ourselves. So don't, I would suggest, it's very easy for me to say that don't feel dejected, and it's okay, be for confident, try again. But you have to practice it. It is the only way. It is the only way to keep moving forward. Until unless you don't keep trying, you won't identify and know, okay, fine. What am I doing wrong? Ask yourself this: what more can I do? What am I missing? मैं मतलब मेरा क्यों नहीं कर रहा? So even if you're getting a call from the HR, or anything, so just send them an email that, okay, what more do I need to do? Things like that. Cold call, cold emails, but don't feel disheartened, because that will only stop you and not help you achieve your goals. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. At least keep the learning going on. You're always improving your skills. Till the time you're always improving your skills, that confidence will never go. Don't stop working on your skills, I'd say.
Thank you for that, Inayat. I hope everybody have participated in the poll. Do we have any more questions for Inayat? You can even unmute and ask the question. I guess since there are no questions, thank you so much, Inayat.
My
It
pleasure.
was a wonderful session, and I also learned a lot. My takeaways would be that celebrating small wins and also own your story. And
Yes, that's
what
very important.
important is what you learned rather than, thinking about what you missed out.
Yeah.
So that's really important. So thank you so much for that. And
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I really enjoyed the session and the questions. And I hope we can do this again. And looking forward, please connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn and share your stories with me so I know where you all are standing. And if you need any guidance and support, I'm always available. And see you all the best with the jobs and be confident, own your stories. We are wonderful. I think it's lucky that we are women. We are very lucky that we are women. Let me say that. So please own it. Own it.
100%. I also agree.
All right. Have a
Thank you.
great evening, everybody.
Have a great evening to all of you. Thank you so much for joining. And please do stay tuned with us for yet another engaging session we'll bring for you in this month itself. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.